They create these fantasies about who they think Black people are and who they think our children are going to grow up to be. And they think that, oh, I have to help the poor person. And if we continue to allow our children to behave this way and allow white people to jump in and go, no, she's Black. Her mom's probably, her parents are probably not taking care of her. When that's not the case, we're a bigger part of the problem. Those. Ooh.
So you saw the woman, this Karen, who is trying to, she's saying something crazy. You don't know what this little girl is going through. Don't stop her. Shirley, would you have sat there and watched her do that?
I just said there's certain times in human growth and development for kids, to be, impacted, to have whatever input, things like that. There's also a certain time to have your ass whipped. Okay, there are primal, perfect timings in human growth and development for children to have their asses whipped, and this is one of them. Not only that, where were the other adults? Some people stood there and watched her. I mean, you should have grabbed her little ass, knocked over the mother or the caretaker, whatever, and then waited for the police. This was the time you wait for the police and you invite them in. I don't understand this. Why adults are afraid of children. I don't get it. I just don't get it. We're so busy trying to be friends and making sure their feelings are never hurt. And Lord help it, if any other responsible adult, I'm going to keep saying that, responsible adult corrects somebody else's child. Oh, you don't say anything to my child, and you talk about the head rolling the coal. I mean, it's ridiculous. Where are the adults? The child is wrong, yes, but my blame goes more to the adults.
So, Nicole, I want to talk to you about, because this has gone viral, particularly because of the white woman, who is telling everyone not to let this Black child do this. They don't know what she's going through. And we see this type of approach from white liberals a lot with Black people. Same thing goes on, sort of like here in Baltimore, we see them passing along these kids who are not attending school, and they have the same mindset. You don't know why the Black person is doing this. They need help. They don't need us to discipline them. They don't need us to teach them. We have to help them do wrong. Where does this mindset come from?
Slavery. I mean, let's just call it what it is. This is New Age slavery. This is the new way to ensure that our youth and our young adults are not accountable. If we start as young as this girl in this store, destroying property willfully, wantingly, the look on her face is like, who gonna check me, boo? Let's knock all these bottles over. Let me throw a glass bottle at this woman. And here is this white woman. And in her confused mind, she's helping this child, this gentle parenting. No, nobody touch her. Nobody say anything. You don't know what she's lived through. Well, I'll tell you what she lives through. She's clean. She's well-dressed, got a fresh hair full of braids. So somebody's paying money for this thing. And she is walking around Walmart, well-nourished and enjoying her time destroying the store. She doesn't need to be protected, maternalized, nurtured, cajoled. She doesn't need any of that. What she needs, they should have let that Black Walmart worker who came out the door, they should have let her snatch the shirt off the girl's back. Because what she needed was a responsible adult to get in her face and say, one more box. You knock over one more box, and me and you going to spend some private time, and you're not going to like it. Now pick it up. Yeah. Pick it up, and where's your adult so they can pay for it? That's how you break that cycle. But what the liberal class will say, We have to make excuses for their poor behavior because they're not smart enough to do that on their own. Her parents are probably crack addicts. Her mom and dad are probably, in jail. They create these fantasies about who they think Black people are and who they think our children are going to grow up to be. And they think that, oh, I have to help the poor person. She doesn't need that kind of help. What she needs is a switch. She needs to bend them knees, pick that shit up, clean it up, and find her parent, because I'm sure whoever she came there with, she doesn't behave that way on the regular basis. I'm absolutely certain this child was having, quote unquote, a moment about something that she wanted and likely didn't get, right? There was probably some spoiled brat tendencies before this incident happened that her parents should have squashed before we got to this. But here we are. And if we continue to allow our children to behave this way and allow white people to jump in and go, no, she's Black. Her mom's probably, her parents are probably not taking care of her. When that's not the case, we're a bigger part of the problem. Those Walmart workers would have been like, ma'am, stand back. She's destroying our property. Because if that was an adult, let me tell you, it would have been pick it up, call the police. Someone's going to have.
Yeah. Tyrone,
this is that prison. This is that kind of like that school to prison pipeline thing that started to happen. We've got a lot of liberals who, as you said, KJ, excuse bad behavior. All right. We had a community cookout, and one of the senators for the state government lives a few doors away. And I pulled him up. I said, hey, Ben, look, with this juvenile justice thing, you guys are putting a false impression in these kids' heads. And then the day they turn 18, now they're in a position where their lives are about to be permanent, forever destroyed. Okay. Why doesn't juvenile justice have a component in it that says there are consequences early? I'm not talking about throwing a 15-year-old in, an adult prison for 50 years. I'm just saying there needs to be something that inculcates children early into the understanding that there are consequences to actions that do not conform to civil society. Okay, you just can't go out here and act on impulse. But white liberals, okay, according to the white liberal, think about it. African Americans, we're the only group, according to the white liberal, who doesn't know how to get an ID. Okay. No other ethnicity suffers from this issue. Talk to Kathy Hochul, governor of New York. Black kids don't know how to use a computer. Okay. This is literally what they think about us. Now, I don't know where the parents were in that. I tell people all the time, my grandfather, he ruled our family with an iron fist. Okay. Man of very few words, never had to put his hands on you, because if he looked at you, this is a World War II vet. Okay. He looked at you, he set you straight. I always say he died 32 years ago and the whole family's still afraid of him. Okay. This is and thank God. We thank God every day we had this man, because he introduced us early to consequences. He demanded discipline. I was talking to my wife, my brothers and uncles, and we often reminisce. And one day my wife says, you guys sound like you were abused. And we're like, well, then we were abused. Okay, whatever. Okay. So yeah, if we're not going to have parents that are willing to say, this little child is going to be older a lot longer than they're younger.
Absolutely.
Put this into them now. If I really love them, let me put this into them now so they understand that there are consequences. And society's consequences, oh man, they're going to be a hell of a lot more harsh than your parents.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, we want to bring that to you. It's kind of been the kind of culmination of what we've been discussing. But yeah, like you all mentioned, we have to. Discipline is not a bad thing. Structure is not a bad thing. Organization is not a bad thing. But what we saw there was chaos. And this is what we see a lot of times with the progressive left. They don't want order. They want chaos. And we know chaos is of the devil. Chaos is not of God. And so we need to call it out for what it is and do something about it. So thank you all for so much for watching tonight. We went long tonight, 2 hours, but we will be back on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Laura, I saw you ask. So thank you guys, all of you, for watching. Thanks for asking, Laura. We are live Monday nights at 9 p.m., Wednesday night at 8 p.m., and Friday nights at 10 p.m. We are live. So 3 days a week for now. We're trying to do 4, probably in January, starting in January. But as for right now, we're live 3 nights a week. So definitely check us out. Until next time, folks, count your blessings and live a life of purpose. Good night.